All right, guys, what's going on? It's gonna be my first little pilot video for Grind Time videos. Um, I'm not here to just do crypto news. I'm not here to just do sports or world news. This is gonna be a compilation. This is news that is important to me, that I feel like can be important to you. This is news you can use, but news under the radar that you can use. Some of it is mainstream, but the messages behind the news is what you really have to get and grab a hold of. Um, Here on CoinMarketCap, it hasn't been a good day, guys. It hasn't been a good week. Everybody knows, the market's tanking. Everybody thought we'd get uh, this huge bump after consensus, like it's been the case the last 3 years. And a lot of people predicted that the market would go up, and some people even predicted that the market would double for some coins, if not the entire market. But that wasn't the case, and I really didn't expect that. I really expected a small little gain, and it happened briefly, and then it shot down. A lot of people are nervous. They didn't hear the news that they wanted. SEC is still dragging their feet. Zcash, they got a nice little bump last week, but even they're down. They're way down at 21st place, but 11% today. It's no bueno. Everybody's nosediving. No coin is seeing huge gains. Steam and Ox, they're up, but they're low volume, so you're not seeing huge money there. Um, but I wanted to point something out about Bitcoin. This is the year to date, so from January 1st. Um, it's it's been a roller coaster ride, guys. The volume has dropped off significantly. It's tickled under 7,000 a few times, but I think the support line, as you can see, this is sloping downward. This is not sloping up. This is not an upward trajectory scale. This is going to continue down until something major happens. Yes, we get great news. In some cases, just good news every day, but it's not anything that is going to cause a super bull run. We're in a bear market right now. It's not a grizzly bear. It's like a polar bear child right now. That's okay. The 7 day is not looking much better. It's crazy. Just look at how much money was shed over 3 days. May 20th, Sunday, 145 billion in market cap, down to today 129. That is 16 billion. You know something, $16 billion. A lot of people are pulling their money out of not just all coins, but Bitcoin specifically. Don't mind that. Bitcoin specifically, and moving their money around. That's not a bad thing, but the fact that the whole market is down lets you know that there's some kind of fear going on, and that's natural. It's a volatile market. You got to take the good with the bad. We're gonna see gains. We're gonna see losses. So you heard about it. Now I'm telling you about it. Ashton came with that cash, man. $4 million in XRP live on the show. I'm not gonna watch the video, but you can go to CCN and check this out. What great PR! What great press for XRP. I don't know if they convinced him to do this or if this was the way, but right there live on the show, he got her to hit the button and send $4 million worth of XRP and transfer it into Rwandan francs. I've never been to Rwanda, but obviously Ellen is all about wildlife. She's got people all over the world donating, but I bet nobody's ever donated XRP. And here we are, $4 million in XRP right there live on the show. She tweeted out earlier that there was going to be an announcement on CNBC about Coinbase, and she has 70 million followers on Twitter. This is huge press. This is huge news. Everybody should go follow Ellen, give her a like, give her a thumbs up, something. Just let her know that the crypto market is behind what is going on here. I'm very excited. Obviously, it didn't do jack to the price. The price is still falling. There might have been a little spike here from what she did, but for the most part, it didn't really do anything. Kudos to Mr. Kutcher. I didn't even know he was in the Ripple, but I'm sure glad he is. Next, Bitcoin Gold hit by a double spend attack. I didn't know what this was before I read the article. I'm not a hacker. it takes some smart dudes to figure this out, smart dudes or ladies to figure this out, and they figured out how to hit these guys for millions of dollars. Not just this coin, Bitcoin Gold. Verge was last week or earlier this week, 1.75 million. I'm not going to go into detail on exactly what the double spend attack is, but he could have stolen as much as 18.6 million. And crypto is not anonymous, but basically anonymous. So I don't even know what they could do to go about getting this back, or if it's just gone, or if he can be prosecuted for this or what. But if he can do this again, he can continuously do this unless they can find a way to limit one person's control. Like, that is terrifying to me. If Ashton and Ellen was the good, this is the bad and the ugly. I know other coins are more safe than Bitcoin Gold, possibly, or less safe, because Verge got hit up twice in the last 6 weeks. So it's not impossible. So please be watching out. Be mindful. Watch out. Keep your eyes open for news like this. And if your coin gets hit, I feel bad for you. I'm not the guy to do anything about this, but wow, people trying to get rich out there. That's a lot of money. And this is the real. Yes, Ashton and the double spend attack was big news, but this is my big news of the day. Bank of America adding patents. Now, you don't add patents unless you're trying to be the people in an industry leading something, unless you're trying to be the company developing something and making the most profit of it. That is what is occurring right now. Blockchain is finding more implementation in the mainstream, and Bank of America is at the forefront of a group of legacy companies that are using DLT, distributed ledger technology, to validate the veracity of information in those using it. Recently, the bank won another blockchain patent, another one, adding to its growing list of patents in the emerging technology. This recent patent, whose inventors are identified as Kurian and Manu Jacob, is described in abstract as a means, quote, a means for managing security and access to resources associated, with blocks and subcomponents of a distributed validating network, such as a blockchain network. Wow. Here we go. Big money's coming in. Let's look up Bank of America real quick. Let's just wiki them. Let's see what happens. I do this all the time. Their revenue this year is $87 billion. They're in the green. Net income was only $18 billion, but the revenue $87 billion. Total equity $200. They got $250 billion. This is not some mom and pop bank. This is big business. They've applied for 43 blockchain patents. Just blockchain patents, not other patents. We don't know what else they're planning. Despite its reluctance toward Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, having already filed such as a material risk to its business and barring its customers from using their credit cards for cryptocurrency transactions, the Charlotte, North Carolina-based lender is showing an unrelenting interest in the underlying technology and continually finding implementation for it. This is a very important paragraph right here. Read that again. Despite its reluctance towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, having already filed such as a material risk to its business and barring its customers from using their credit cards. You cannot spend your credit money from Bank of America on crypto. They want to keep that money in-house. So that's what's occurring right now. A lot of these banks, a lot of these countries, they are not turning to the Ripples and the Ethereums and the EOSs of the world. They are turning in-house. They are getting crypto experts from wherever they can find them, anyone credible, and they're paying them whatever is necessary to come to their company, their corporation, and develop it themselves. They're keeping their billions in their billions. They're not giving it to Ripple. Yes, Ripple and EOS and Ethereum have major partnerships, dozens and hundreds of companies, but not all of them. Some of these banks are going to fight back, and if they can do it, these other banks may drop their partnerships and follow suit. This is definitely news to watch in the future. Bank of America and their patents. Because what's to say they don't go to these other banks and say, hey, yeah, Ripple's cool. Yeah, Bitcoin and Litecoin, yeah, those guys are cool. But we got the cred. Why don't you roll with what we got? Let us set you up, and we keep all these billions in-house and keep all those other people out. This is not financial advice. That is not what this channel is for. And you can take whatever I say to heart or not. But I have an underlying fear that these billionaires and these millionaires that are at the heads of these banks, at the heads of these hedge funds, these institutional investors, those two words you keep hearing get thrown around everywhere, they don't want hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of new rich people. So be wary of that when the market is doing these crazy fluctuations. When you see big buys and big sells on your market tracker, on your charts, watch out for that. We can't tell who is doing that, but you can believe that these people, Bank of America and the Chases and those guys, they have something to do with that. This is Grind Time Video signing off. Keep your eyes open.